evening, everyone! Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants, and of course I'm your host, your YouTube messiah, and often imitate, never duplicated superstar, Tim Vicious, and we are going over Money in the Bank. Was, as you would expect until further notice, the Performance Center. So, now before we get into that, news that did happen, and I kind of hate bringing this up, but I'm going to just say what I'm going to say, and no personal opinion one way or another on it. News broke about a good hour, maybe 2 hours before the kickoff show even started. Alberto Del Rio was arrested for allegations on sexual misconduct with a woman, and I read what was out there, just like I'm sure most of y'all have, but again, just like I said before, with all that bullshit that happened with Enzo, you know, this is not the time for the fans to go and play armchair detective and go and say, well, yeah, this and this and this. And, you know, and people go, just fucking stop. You know? For fuck's sake, this is on how shit get, you know, as much as people say they don't want to stir the pot and stir shit up, they fucking go out there and will do that. Yeah, it's just, don't go putting your 2 cents in, because there's, you know, only so much information that has been released to the public in regards to all of this. So before we know everything, just let that shit go. With that said, now let's get back into Money in the Bank. Kickoff show. Jeff Hardy, Cesaro, oh my god, this was a fucking good match. And Cesaro, man, God bless, Cesaro hands fucking down. One of the best workers that the company's got. And just, my god, I cannot put this guy over enough. I've said the jokes a million times before. How on Twitter, my one buddy Bengus, on how he is such a huge fucking Billy Gunn fan. I am the exact same way with Cesaro. My god, oh man. Yeah. Really loved on how Cesaro just showed a whole nother level of aggression during the match, during the entire time. He led the pace for the whole match. Jeff picked up the momentum at the end. He got the win doing the Swanton. So yeah, now with that said, first match of the night. Fatal 4-way tag match. New Day, Lucha House Party, Miz and Morrison, and the... I forgot who it was. It was, I forgot the Forgotten Sons. Is that kind of ironic? Also on a related note, if y'all have been with me for a long enough time and know that, you know, my executive producer, Ali Ray Ben, you know, he used to have a show called TNA Turnaround. That's where I met that asshole that I love to hate so much, the Masked Mark. You know, me and him, we hate each other in various ways, but we could both reach an agreement on one thing. Fuck Gunner! Yeah. With that said, fuck Gunner. Dug the match, you know, had a nice start, nice little bit of the start. You know, one thing I did notice though was Forgotten Sons and Lucha House Party were really doing most of the legwork, like taking a lot of the heavy bumps in the ring. Now, again with the fuck Gunner thing, here's one part where I really question, like, what the fuck is he out there for, and why the he's just taking up fucking space. At one point, you know, Lucha House Party, they go, do a big dive. One of the guys from Lucha House Party does a big dive, takes out everyone in the match entirely. And the camera guy gets it, gets the shot, everyone all on the floor, and then you just see Gunner, Jackson Riker, just walk over, go over to his one guy, like, tap him on the shoulder, like, hey. Instead of, oh, I don't know, since it's a fatal four-way and there's no DQs, stomp on the opponent, or, heaven forbid, pick up his fucking partner and toss him back in the ring. Yeah. Again, fuck Gunner. God, that felt good. Slightly cathartic. Anyways, decent enough match. It was a good opener. I dug it, you know. It was a lot of mayhem, but that's what you would expect with a fatal four-way, you know, or, you know, you get those big clusterfuck moments like that. Match came to an end when E wound up hitting the big ending on Grand Metalik and got the 1, 2, 3. Also, big props to Grand Metalik with his mask, you know, showing shades of Jushin Thunder Liger. So, that said, next matchup, it was R-Truth scheduled to go against MVP. However, Bobby Lashley came out, looked over at MVP. Hey, let me take this one for you tonight. So, MVP was like, alright, go. Went on back. And Lashley just pretty much murdered, and I mean murdered, R-Truth. Wound up killing him. Hit him with the spear, 1, 2, 3, that was it. Next night on Raw, they show R-Truth having a 6-man match with Cedric and Ricochet, going against MVP, Shane Thorne, and Brandon Bing. Now, the fallout from the pay-per-view match was after that, Lashley came out, beat the shit out of R-Truth again, and walked out with MVP, because prior to that match, MVP was talking to Lashley like, hey man, you know, think about this. When's the last time you got a title shot? 2009. Now, around that same time, it was like 2008, 2009. My memory's a little fuzzy on that part. But I'm saying, you know, right around the same time you got your last world title shot, I just started. Now we're both back. Where are you at? You ain't even in the title picture. Next time you want a real man, now if you want a real manager, you come holla at your boy. And mad ups on that because, you know, people could say they're fucking copying TNA from 2014 with that shit all they fucking want. I don't give a fuck on that because that shit was fucking gold when they had MVP managing Bobby Lashley then. You know, for fuck's sake, they had Bobby Lashley holding the world title, the television title, and the X Division title, and, you know, fucking teased on how he was eyeing up Allison K. Sienna at the time with the TNA women's title, like, like, I could fucking murder her and take that belt without her even thinking it. Just fucking, yeah, I'm all good with that. Next matchup, we got Bayley against Taminia. Taminia, she played the power game, you know, over Bayley right at the start. When Bayley started to get some shots in, she was focusing on Taminia's knee. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little choppy, you know. Not necessarily something I would put on a highlight reel, but fair enough, fairly decent enough match, you know. And not only that, I'm fucking okay if they wind up pulling the trigger on Tamina, man. Excuse me. Yep, the girl's been in the company long enough. She grew up in the business. She's part of the wrestling family. You know, she knows how to fucking work. Not only that, and y'all can say I'm crazy on this or not, but this is just me. She's kind of got that hot, crazy MILF thing going. Feel free to come at me and question my sanity later. Let's get on with the show, but yeah. fairly, at one point, it did look like she was about ready to win just as she was about to. Next thing you know, Sasha came in, slid into the ring. Tamina Saw was like, "Oh no, you didn't, bitch." And Sasha's like, "Whoa, whoa, back off, back off." Next thing you know, we got the runaround moment, and then gets back in. Bayley throws a few shots. She throws a few shots. Tamina throws a few shots. Gets her up to hit the Samoan drop. Bayley instead counters it with a crucifix pin. 1, 2, 3. That I will say was a good ending. And as much as I said, the match had its choppy moments, and wouldn't put it on a highlight reel, but man, for such a devastating move, it has such an easy way to counter it, which really, you don't see it too often. And when you do see it, it's like, wow, why don't people normally go for that more often? Huh. And just, it gave that kind of surprise. So next up, we got Universal title match, Bray Wyatt against Braun Strowman. And I say Bray Wyatt because it's not The Fiend. And I broke this down before when it was Bray was the Universal Champ going against The Miz. I dig it because if you want the smart fan answer, it protects The Fiend. But you want legit answer, simple enough. It's like basic psychology, You got a person with 2 different personalities, You got the lovable Bray Wyatt who's the, "Hi kids, how you doing? It's story time." All that, like Mr. Rogers. Like Mr. Rogers meets Freddy Krueger. And then you got The Fiend, who is the deep, dark, evil id side of the personality that just wants to hurt, maim, and mutilate people because the Fiend is hurting so bad that he needs to inflict all of that pain onto others. And, you got the human body, Bray Wyatt, which is fighting over which personality is going to be in control. So yeah, it works out. And it's fucking great. Just real simple in that sense. And I fucking loved it. It was very much so in the same way like it was kind of with Miz and Bray Wyatt. Braun went to town on Bray. Bray picked it up near parts of it. At one point, we wound up getting the puppets ringside, which, had me saying, "Hey, get them the fuck out of here because this is supposed to be a closed arena. No fans in attendance. Get those puppets out of here." God damn it. People can't attend the shows. Neither should puppets. I said what I said. And at one point, Bray tried getting Braun, like, "Come on, just put it on again, the black mask." Because Braun, he was billed as the black sheep of the family. And then at one point, when Braun was on the outside and Bray's on the inside, Braun, he's heads down over by the ring skirt. He picks his head up. You see him leech over the apron, and he's got the mask on. And then Bray's just like, yes, welcome home. Come on, come home. And then you just see it. Bray is standing on his feet, happy, singing, praising. Braun's down on his knees like this, and just Braun's down on his knees like this, like ready to accept that, give it to him. Next thing you know, just as Bray's about to go in, boom, grabs him by the throat, rips the mask off, throws it down, stomps on it, and then boom, hits him with the power slam right on top of the mask, which I gotta tell you, from a symbolic point of view, that's kind of cool because, and this could just be me overthinking, or this could be the Irish, this could also be the Irish and, Dane and me think with storytelling, but doing the power slam right on the mask just kind of helps solidifying, saying, I'm done with that part of my life. You know, just slammed him on top of the mask, 1, 2, 3, that was it, and then, yeah. Damn, that was a really good ending. I really love that ending. That was real good storytelling right there. I gotta give WWE a lot of credit. You know, what they're lacking with the fans and not having attendance, they're really trying to up their game with storytelling, with, you know, they're really trying to up their game with the storytelling aspect on a lot of things. I noticed. Next matchup we got Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the world title. Slow pace to start at. Rollins worked on Drew's knee, which makes sense. You know, you got a 6'7", damn near 300 pounds angry Scotsman. How else you gonna slow him down short from kicking him in the balls? You know, I mean, got to work on the knee, take it out. The only issue I honestly saw with that was, Christ, just a match before this with Bayley and Taminia, we were seeing her going for the knee. Can't we have I don't like seeing body parts one body part being targeted throughout an entire show. Just it feels like bullshit to me. But that's personal preference. Worked on the knee, you know, Drew, he didn't sell it like, oh man, this is injured, I'm not sure I could work and keep going. It was more so like, you motherfucker, you fucking got me cramping up now. You know, like it's sore and it's cramping. You know? Like he gave it a horse punch or something. And if you don't know what a horse punch is, you get these two knuckles right here, hit right in the good soft muscle area, and you do that right on someone, boom, you hit them hard enough, it'll either cramp or you give them a Charlie horse. We were assholes when I was a kid. Either way, decent enough match. I dug it. Kind of felt like a match could have been like a good 5 to 3 minutes shorter than it was, but I thought it was good. Really good. Drew got the win at the end. Seth was trying to go for the curb stomp, but Drew, boom, caught him with a Claymore. 1, 2, 3. Afterwards, Drew got up, made Seth get up, and made him shake his hand, hold to the code of honor. After that, Seth just walked away like, oh no. And the following night on Raw, and I'll get into part of the fallout on Raw with Seth, but that's going to be later in it. But during his match on Raw, he had a tag match with Aleister Black and Ray, which, again, I'll get into them. But he had a tag match, Black and Ray, going against Murphy and Seth. Seth came out looking all disheveled, looked like his gear was on sloppy, like he wasn't ready to go. And was just standing on the apron the whole time, barely moving, looking like fucking comatose, you know. And I freaking loved it because the storytelling in that was simple. Excuse me. As much as Seth kept building up, saying, "You gotta have faith in me. I'm taking the burden. It's my sin to bear to be the world champion, so you don't have to." You know, all that stuff. And all that build up, and that saying that he is God. And then just to have God killed by a mere mortal, basically, just shook him and broke him. And he was like mentally broken. That's all it was, plain and simple. And then during the match, Ray, boom, hit Seth with an elbow. And then next thing you know, Seth just goes freaking ballistic, jams a thumb into his eye and then jams Ray's eye into the step, you know, and just fucking, just straight up, like, and then after that, he just walks off like he didn't even think twice on it. Just, yeah, again, storytelling, psychology of the character wise, oh my god, that was so good. And I fucking love that. So now we come to the main event of the night. The men's and women's Money in the Bank match happening at the same time. For the guys, we got Otis, Corban, AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, Daniel Bryan, excuse me, Otis, Rey Mysterio, Daniel Bryan, Aleister Black, Baron Corbin, AJ Styles. For the women, we got Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, Carmella, Dana Brooke, Asuka, and fuck, I brain farted right now, but yeah. Yeah, well, this was what you would expect. It was cinematic. It was a cinematic wrestling match, you know. The guys, their match started in the corporate gym, and the girls started on the outside, which, okay, I'm not going to lie, I was a little surprised on, but either way, it was just, whoa, fuck, you know? And it was, now Asuka, she started out smart because while all the girls were waiting like, well, where's Asuka? Where's Asuka at? We can't start until she's here. Next thing you know, she's above them all on the balcony like, yoo-hoo, doing a dance, doing her dance. Next thing you know, jumps off, does a crossbody, shit like fucking New Jack. Next thing you know, gets into the elevator, starts riding the elevator all the way up, while all the while they're all fighting. Lacey, Shayna, and Carmella and all are fighting to try and get to the stairs. It was fucking mayhem. Okay? I did not have so much fun watching a match. This was the first time I had so much fun watching a match since the WLC match like fucking 5 or 6 years ago. I still laugh when I think about that match because with the little tiny tables and all. Okay, focus, man, focus. Focus, Vicious. This was a fucking good match. Straight pure entertainment, you know, and I know some folks would be like, oh, well, this was just fucking bullshit. This was all taped, movie bullshit. You know, if it's fucking fun to watch, then that's what the goal for fucking wrestling is, man. It's all good. It's all fun. And that's what it's meant to be. And there were fucking hilarious moments in it. Like, at one point, Rey Mysterio was trying to run through and try and find his way. Like, he got lost. He got turned around and went into a bathroom and ran into Brother Love, which was fucking phenomenal because you got Brother Love in there, and then they got AJ trying to find his way, opens up a room and sees an Undertaker room, and then just looks like he's got like Undertaker PTSD from that Boneyard match, and it's just like, yeah, no, I'm not going in there. Turns around, Aleister Black, boom, decks him and then throws him and locks him in there. It's just like, and you just hear him like, no, bam, 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 banging on it like fun. It was fucking hilarious. And then fucking, it was Carmella, Dana Brooke, and Nia Jax were in one conference room. They were fighting. They got knocked down. Next thing you know, Dana Brooke sees a Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank briefcase sitting on top of there. Climbs onto the table, grabs it. Next thing you know, Steph's like, what are you doing? The real briefcase is on the roof. This is a Money in the Bank conference room. And when you leave, you get Nia, she's drooling on the floor. Next thing you know, Dana turns around. Wham! Carmella slams a picture over her. And yeah, just And then you see Paul Heyman sitting in front of this big spread, like, for catering, which, okay, you got the fat Jewish guy sitting there with a big spread like that. The joke, that definitely sounds like a Vince McMahon thing right there. Well, goddamn, we got Paul. Look at him. He's like a fucking walrus. We'll put him over with Crafts. And next thing you know, the guys and the girls all run into each other right then and there as Paul's there, and he's like, whoa, and they all start screaming at each other, and Paul's like, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. And just as he's about to finish, next thing you know, Dana Brooke comes in, bumps him, slams in. Paul slams into a shitload of food. Otis just looks like, food fight! And then it's just, again, clusterfuck mayhem. Fucking hilarious and loved it. Okay, so now we finally get to the fucking roof. As far as the girls that made it to the roof, Shayna Baszler did not. She got fucking slammed up against the wall, punched, knocked out. So, it was Asuka. The ladies were the first to the roof. It was Asuka, Lacey, and Nia Jax. Lacey Evans was the one I forgot, too, at the beginning, so fuck. Yeah, shows where I was thinking. So yeah, them three, they were having a little bit of a fight for ladder and dominance. And then at one point, just as Lacey, boom, took out Nia. And then then Asuka takes out Lacey. Now, as Asuka's climbing a ladder, Corban is the first guy up there, and he's trying to climb up too. And for whatever reason, he was yelling no, no, no to her as she was trying to reach. And I don't know why he was yelling no. My first thought was maybe he was thinking, no, I want to be the first one to get a briefcase before you or whatever. But whatever the reason was, boom, she decked him. Next thing you know, she took it off. She won, so Asuka is Miss Money in the Bank. And before I get into the guys' part, sidebar, on Raw they wound up announcing, Becky Lynch came out and announced that the Money in the Bank briefcase was not for a title shot, but instead for the title. Becky relinquished the title to Asuka because she's pregnant. So let's just take this in for a moment. The man is carrying the Messiah's baby. There's no right way to say that sentence. Either way, I would like to wish Becky and Seth, congrats to you guys on that. And I would say may your first child be a masculine child, but considering the man is carrying the baby, not really much to wish for there because that's going to be a given. Either way, now on to the guys' part of the Money in the Bank. At one point, Aleister Black threw, and I mean literally, threw Rey Mysterio, or Baron Corbin threw Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black off the roof. Like, holy, what the fuck? They just fucking killed them. Like, yeah. And just like, what the fuck moment. And then wind up finding out later on Raw, Rey Mysterio wound up saying that they fell down and landed onto a secondary roof that was like 6 feet below, which, you know, okay, yeah, that's not enough for a fatal injury, but man, when you fall from that, you're gonna feel like, oh, what the fuck, that hurt. Yeah. But yeah, that was right after that. Everyone was just like, holy shit, he just fucking killed them. What the fuck? So yeah, either way, at the end, AJ Styles and Baron Corbin were on the ladder fighting. The briefcase got unhooked, and them two were playing tug of war trying to get it. Shades of like at WrestleMania with the Uso ladder match. Now, Corban and Styles are playing tug of war trying to get it. Elias somehow came out of nowhere, slammed the guitar on Corban's back, which shook Corban forward. Styles lost his grip as well. Contract fell and boom, landed on Otis. Otis caught it, so Otis is the Money in the Bank winner, which when Otis finally cashes in, man, I can only imagine the kind of celebration him and Mandy Rose are going to have, because if Edge and Lita did a hardcore sex celebration, the thoughts of what Otis and Mandy are going to do are just boggling the mind. Yeah. But yeah, to those that think, oh, it's shit to think that Otis is going to be the Money in the Bank winner, he's not a main event guy. Dude, fucking Edge wasn't built as a main event guy. He was a rising star to that point when he was Money in the Bank. You know, a lot of people didn't see CM Punk as a main event guy when he won the Money in the Bank contract twice. You know, Daniel Bryan, as much as he was the internet darling, saying, you know, he's a big guy, he's a great talent, he's this, he's that, and all. Being the internet darling and being the king of the indies is perfectly fine, but if that can't be translated into something that WWE can do, then it's not much. And you know, until Daniel Bryan started doing the yes, no shit, you know, he really wasn't. And yeah, a lot of talent. There was a lot, you know, a lot of talent has won Money in the Bank that didn't get looked at as, well, are they main event material? I mean, Christ. Fucking Dolph Ziggler. You know, that's a perfect example. He won the Money in the Bank. And then he went from the time he won it to losing and being a full-time jobber until the very moment he cashed it in. So there you go. That's another example. I could go on, but I ain't going to tire you guys. So that is it for this week's show, folks. So please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes. Look for me on the Twitter at Tim Vicious. Also on that Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash. If you're going to look for me on my Facebook gimmick, make sure you let me know you found me on there from here. Or my Twitter at Tim Vicious. I don't think I keep on going. Big ups to my executive producer, Ali Ray Ben. You want one of these sweet Ali Ray Ben shirts? Hit me up. I'll talk to the man for you, or look for him on his Facebook gimmick, Enriquez. Also, thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. It's a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. And since we're on lockdown right now, one of the best things to watch right now, believe you me. Also, folks, don't forget to follow these cool-ass cats right here on the Twitter at Somalian Kenny Killer, DSP_IV, Diabolica RA, and Sergeant Curry Pants. And, folks, my executive producer, Ali Ray Ben, he did provide the music for this week's show. It's out there on iTunes, Spotify, and such. Make sure you check it out down below. And like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck you.